I've seen people recognize hurt children and decide they're going to hurt them next. For as long as that child is alive, these people look and think to themselves, yes, I'm going to be the next person to cause pain. We should all get a chance. No, no, no. If they got the chance to do it, why shouldn't I? If they got to get away with it, why shouldn't I? And it's like, I shouldn't have to tell you that you're not going to get away with it. And uh, I'm not even the person who want to tell you this. Like, one of the most annoying things I found while exploring Christianity recently is that a lot of the people who claim to worship Christ did not listen to one word that he said. They just took this figure who is ignoble and say, well, I have to be in the right because I said that I'm on his side. And it's like, who put that idea in your head, first of all? Second of all, did you not read the same story as me? I read it through extrapolation. I was so familiar with the text that I knew how the story was being told despite not picking it up. And then when I picked it up, when I read it's like, holy crap. Not a one of you understood. Not a one of you understood. And then at the same time, he's surrounded by people who didn't understand. And then those same people will go on and tell you that no, 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 they have the true story of him. This has been going on for, as far as this text, it's like if you're Christian, if you believe this all happened, that means that this has been going on for more than 2,000 years now. And 2,000 years is a long time not to listen to somebody. Because here's the thing about that. If you change the language enough and the idea is still the same thing, that means nobody has really learned. Because too many people have learned to recognize the hurt child and decide they're not going to be the ones who helped. They're not going to be the ones who help, but they'll certainly be the ones who hurt because if that person got to do it, then why too shouldn't they? Ugh, I've witnessed these people my entire life. And each and every one of them would tell me that they are a Christian. They are a Christian, and yet they're trying to deceive. They are a Christian, and yet they're trying to get away with hurt. They are only calling themselves Christian because they get to imagine a person who is so alright with people being hurt, but people hurting him, that he just died and nobody ever had to pay for their sins. You really told this story about a man who died for your sins. And it's like, no, he most certainly did not. Y'all really weren't paying attention. Because first and foremost, it's two books. You can't just hop in at Christianity. You have to understand the text of the Torah first. And then it's like, you gotta understand what it means to have a God that hates humanity that much. Because to flood a planet is a petty level of hatred. Like, woo, what did y'all do to this man? regardless, the story goes that he watched this happen again and again and again, and he kept trying to send someone, to talk to someone who could reach the people, to Noah, to Moses, to Abraham, to Solomon. I don't bloody shit. The Torah might be hype. We can't get into that right now. Focusing, Solomon. You have the wise men. You speak to them. You tell them what to tell the people of the world, and the people of the world don't listen. Then you get the ones who claim that you're talking to them and telling them to do awful things. It's like you have to come down and tell them, yo, no, don't do that. You don't have to convince yourself that I'm telling you to hurt your child. Because I'm not. And then that's not enough because you can't take care of a species that's not alright with hurting the hurt child. So it's like, okay, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm going to send an embodiment of myself to speak to these people. The ultimate wise man. The one who is the king of men, the king of kings. The one all have to answer to. You have him go down. And the people who are hurting children at the time are like, they're fine with that. They're not fine with him. They're fine with how things are running, and they don't like how he's telling them, yo, wait, maybe this person isn't deserving of pain. Maybe hurting someone because you saw someone hurt them before you isn't the right move. He comes down. He embodies himself as a creature that's telling you the right way to live in this world. And nobody in the text is listening to him because everybody has learned what a hurt child looks like and has decided they're going to be the next one to hurt them. If that's not fair, if someone gets to hurt them before you and nothing changes, why should it change now, you say? So you want to be the next one. You want to be the next person in that order. I can't understand it, you know? I can't understand it. So, where were we? The embodiment is made, and nobody understands him. He searches across the land for somebody who can understand him. And what we find in the end is that the person he quote unquote saw as his best friend so fundamentally misunderstood him that he got crucified. He got him crucified. Like, the last thing said is, yo, they don't get it. They don't know. They don't have the right answer. Yo, don't hit the extinction button. That is the last thing he did, and he's like, he's not dying for your sins. He's choosing to let you live. Because if he were to tell Yahweh to wipe the whole place clean, then he has to be alright with hurting the hurt child. And that's not the lesson he was teaching. Everybody is a child of someone else. Everyone came into this world through another person's pairing. So a lot of people who think they're adults because they got high or drunk or had sex or did all the stuff on the adulthood checklist, they want to think of themselves as grown-ups, but they hurt children too. And they're going to say that way because they've been taught that it's all right to hurt other children. They've been taught that there's a person who exists who is just all right for everyone to hurt. It's like, no, you wet mortals. You absolute wet people. No, that's not it. It's just not it. But what does one say? Those people are out there just hurting. And it's like, forgive them for they know not what they've done, huh? There's that saying, Hanlon's razor. Do not mistake for malice what could be better attributed to incompetence. It's like, isn't that just another way to say, forgive them for they know not what they've done? But I'll be real with you. It's hard to forgive them because, like, when will you learn the lesson that it isn't alright to hurt someone else? When does that occur to you? When do you realize you can't live in a world where you got away with hurting somebody because you're always going to be afraid of how they're going to retaliate against you? When will you understand that this isn't it? And I think the reality is, to answer my own rhetorical question, is just they won't understand unless you teach them. And you can't figure out where a person is when you first try to teach them the lesson. So you got to start talking and see if they come to you with questions. See if they come to you and are making an effort to understand. Damn it all. I wasn't supposed to be teaching myself a lesson here, but here we are. But that's also the point, isn't it? It's like people won't learn until you teach them. Alas. You must also accept that even if you teach them, they may never learn because they already got the lesson somewhere else first. And it contradicts everything you're about to say. You teach it either way. And recognize that if they don't want to learn, they don't want to learn.